Hi everyone, this is Terry from the Core Performance Center, providing you with powerful and effective strategies to eliminate your neck and low back pain. And today I'm very excited that we have a special guest here today. John Boy Barrett will be sharing with us a very powerful technique to eliminate neck and low back pain. And if you're somebody who has chronic neck or back pain, and you're seeing a health professional like a chiropractor, physical therapist, massage therapist, and your symptoms just aren't going away, this can be a very, very powerful technique to eliminate it. So today, what John is going to go over is a technique called Emotional Freedom Technique, or EFT. He's going to talk about what it is, how it works. We're going to do a demonstration and make sure that you stay till the end because we're going to have a very special offer for you. So why don't we just get started? John, why don't you tell us about your background and your experience?
Okay, so I am an EFT and Reiki practitioner, and I work a lot with the energy body, so the subtle energy system that connects our physical being with our mind, effectively. So that's the background I come from. So today we're going to be looking at utilizing EFT, so utilizing this tapping procedure to connect our intensities, the intensities of pains, and connected to certain parts of the body, and being able to correct any energetic disruptions to release pains or to release emotions or intensities.
Right. So it's kind of like how acupuncture works.
Exactly. So just as acupuncture works with the meridian channels, so does EFT. It's not quite so complex, and obviously we don't use needles.
Right.
We're just using our fingers. But we're still utilizing these energy channels throughout the body, and the simple act of us tapping on these different meridian points, which we'll go over when we do the demonstration. This basically gives us access to the subtle energy body, and it stimulates the body to correct any imbalances connected to pains or connected to thoughts. And that's very simply that's how it works.
Okay. So is this used for many different types of problems? Like, for example, can this be used for things like migraines or headaches or just tension, disc problems, sciatica, things like that?
Sure, it can be used for literally anything which would have an energetic connection, which could be emotional, it could be physical. A lot of times there may be some emotional things connected to something physical, but either way it doesn't make a difference. As long as it's something you feel in your body, then there's going to be an energetic connection too. The premise of EFT, the founding statement of EFT, is that all negative emotions are caused by a disruption in the body's energy system, and this can apply for pain as well. As I said before, as long as you're feeling it, there's some sort of emotion, whatever you want to call it. It's stress on the body is still a feeling that you're feeling. So it can work for physical things like back pain. We're going to address today. It can work for things like stress, the feelings of stress you may have from a long day at work, or sitting in front of a computer all day, or from an angry boss. And then obviously the much more physical things like sciatica, as you mentioned, as long as there's that physical attribute that you can feel and tune into, then by clearing away some of the energetic disruptions, it will make a difference.
Excellent. Perfect. Sure. So why don't you go and tell us where these points are?
Okay, so the initial point is on the hand right here, and this is called the karate chop point. And this is where we do what we call the setup, and the setup is where we are setting up energetically and consciously what it is that we want to address. So let's say we're working on a back pain. So this would be what we want to address. So our setup would be, and we proceed with the setup by saying some simple words. So it would be along the lines of, even though I have this pain in my shoulders. And that's immediately brings your attention into your body and into the pain in your shoulders, and the energy that comes up with those thoughts is then more prevalent and ready to then be knocked down by tapping on the meridian points. So that's the initial point. Then we move to the points throughout the body. The first point is on the top of the head. It's right on the right on the crown, so it's kind of parallel to the inner side of the ears. So
Okay.
if you had a balding spot there, if you're wearing a hairband, it would be right in the middle.
Okay.
Then we have the inside of the eyebrow.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of right on where it curves around the eye.
Okay.
And then we go to the other side of the eye, on the other outer tip of the eyebrow right there. And it doesn't matter what side of the face you're using, what side of the body, it's all going to be the same. So you only have to use one side. Some people like to do them both at the same time. It doesn't actually make a difference.
Okay.
You can use one finger, you can use two fingers. Again, it doesn't make a difference. It's what you feel more comfortable with, whatever works best for you.
It doesn't matter how hard you tap or...
No, you tap whatever's comfortable. I mean, you don't want to be breaking your face.
Yeah,
you're just tapping gently, as long as you're feeling it.
Yeah.
Then the next point is underneath the eye.
Okay.
It's kind of on the bone, just underneath there, underneath the pupil of the eye, if you're looking straight.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go to the lip, the middle of the lip, then the middle of the chin, and then the collarbone point, which is right at the bottom of the neck is a U shape, and to either side you feel the bone kind of sticking out. So you can go either both of those points or one side.
Okay.
And finally, we're going to go underneath the armpit, which is about 4 inches right beneath there. So it's kind of in line with the nipple.
Okay.
And all of these points are on different meridian channels. So each of the meridian channels connects different organs of the body. So regardless of where any energetic disruption is in the body, by tapping on all these points, you're accessing every part of your body. So it doesn't matter if you know where it is or not. For example, you may have some pain in your back, and there may be some energetic disruptions in your lower back that are connected to this, or maybe some energetic disruptions in some of your organs connected to this.
Right.
But you don't need to know that. By tapping on all these points, you're accessing the entire body.
Okay, so you clean all those channels.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Sure.
So, want to go into an example?
Perfect. Okay, so we'll do an example with you.
Perfect.
Okay.
Because I have some tension up here.
Great. Okay. So what we'll do first, so I'm going to ask you, so where is your tension? And you said your tension's right here?
Yeah, I just feel pressure right here, and I think it's from, being at the computer and just have a lot of stress.
Okay, so how intense is the pressure on a scale of 1 to 10?
I would say 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how intense does it get?
It could get high, like 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason I ask for the intensity is so that we can monitor it afterwards.
Exactly.
And it helps you when you're working by yourself, even just to take the moment to, okay, well, how intense is it right now? And then afterwards, you can then kind of go back and say, well, is it still a 4? Has it come down to 1? Is it gone? Is it gone somewhere else?
Yeah.
So you find it very useful.
Yeah, more objective.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to start with. So I guess you'll follow along with me.
Okay.
And you're going to start by tapping on the karate chop point, and follow along. If you also have a pain in your shoulders or anywhere else, you can follow along and just tune into wherever you feel the pain in your body.
And you just said karate chop point
Karate chop point.
because you.
Exactly. Actually, some people like to do it like this.
I see.
We call it karate chop point just exactly because it's on the karate chop point.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay, so you'll just repeat after me.
Okay.
So, even though I have this tension in my shoulders,
I have this tension in my shoulders,
I accept myself anyway.
I accept myself anyway.
Even though
I
have this tension in my shoulders,
I have this tension in my shoulders,
I accept myself anyway.
I accept myself anyway.
Even though
I
have this tension in my shoulders,
have this tension in my shoulders,
I choose to let this go.
I choose to let this go.
And then we're going to move to the top of the head, and you're just going to repeat tension in my shoulders.
Tension in my shoulders.
And I just want you to bring your attention into that feeling in your shoulders, where that tension is.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to move to the inside of the eye. Tension in my shoulders.
Tension in my shoulders.
The outside of the eye. Tension in my shoulders.
Tension in my shoulders.
Underneath the eye. Tension in my shoulders.
Tension in my shoulders.
And then on the lip. Tension in my shoulders.
Tension in my shoulders.
On the chin. Tension in my shoulders.
Tension in my shoulders.
And then on the collarbone. Tension in my shoulders.
Tension in my shoulders.
And we're going to go to the last point underneath the arm. It's tension in my shoulders.
Tension in my shoulders.
And I'm going to have you take in a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And now that isn't necessary, but I find it helps. Often maybe before doing a round of tapping or after doing a round of tapping, it can be quite beneficial.
Okay.
So Terry, how do your shoulders feel right now? What intensity level is that tension?
It's barely there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still in the same place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same area.
So what we could do at this point, we could either do another round, and
Okay.
we could tap on this remaining intensity in my shoulders, and often that would be enough to bring it down to 0.
Okay.
In fact, why don't we do that?
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Okay. So we're gonna use the same tapping points,
Okay.
and we're just gonna modify the phrase "ray simply" to this remaining tension in my shoulders.
Okay.
Okay. So even though I still have tension in my shoulders,
I still have tension in my shoulders,
I accept myself anyway.
I accept myself anyway.
Even though
Even though
I still have tension in my shoulders,
I still have tension in my shoulders,
I accept myself anyway.
I accept myself anyway.
Even though
Even though
I still have tension in my shoulders,
I still have tension in my
I
shoulders,
choose to let this go.
I choose to let this go.
Okay, to the top of the head, this remaining tension.
This remaining tension,
On the inside of the eye, this remaining tension.
this remaining tension,
On the outside of the eye, this remaining tension.
this remaining tension,
Underneath the eye, this remaining tension.
this remaining tension,
On the lip, this remaining tension.
this remaining tension.
On the chin. And just bring your awareness into any way you're still feeling this intensity.
Okay.
This remaining tension.
This remaining tension,
On the collarbone. This remaining tension.
this remaining tension.
Underneath the eye. Choose to let this all go.
I choose to let this all go.
And taking a deep breath. And out. And how do your shoulders feel now?
Much better.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really cool. It's great.
Sure, and it
Yeah.
really is that simple. Like it's just you taking the time to bring your awareness to wherever you feel the pain and tapping on the points. So
And is this common that you can get rid of the tension that fast?
it's very common. It is. You think. I mean, throughout the course of a normal day, we're working, we're getting stressed, and these tensions come up, but we never take the time for us to acknowledge that they're there. So they're kind of building up and they're sticking around. So as you saw, just by doing the tapping,
Mm-hmm.
it changed it and it went. And you'll find this is very common and very easy.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll go through a round and the tension may move. So
Right.
it may move from your shoulders and it could move lower down to your back, or it could move up into your neck.
And
then
why is that?
it's that takes us on to what we call aspects, which is different parts or different things connected to the core issue or what we initially started out as.
Right.
So let's say this is related to stress, and we start tapping on the shoulders, around the shoulder, and then it moved up to the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Now that pain in the neck to you may represent something slightly different than the initial thought of the stress of being in front of a computer all day.
Right.
This could represent, it may represent something emotionally, or it may just represent something physically.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to know what it represents. You'll just bring your awareness into the feeling. So if the feeling moves to your neck, then you just you change the sentence. So even though I have this pain in my neck,
I see.
The same thing, and then you notice how that goes.
Uh-huh. So why don't you tell us about your special offer that you have?
Sure. Okay. So right now, what I'm offering is effectively a free 15-minute Skype session, EFT session. So if you want to see how EFT might be more beneficial for you, perhaps you just want to get a better idea of how it works for you in the simple sense, or maybe have some deeper issues, and you're interested to see how it might be able to get to the core of some of these issues.
And he's excellent, by the way.
Thank you. So if you click on the link below and fill in your information, then we can set that up. You can also download a free EFT instruction manual, which will give you the tapping points and the procedure as we've talked about today. So, yeah, be sure to click on that link, and I look forward to speaking with some of you.
Fantastic. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye.